Hey, come on in. Grab a seat. We're going to get going in just a second. I'm going to welcome everybody in the door. Hello, hello. Hope you guys are having a great day. We're going to get started. We got some product research. We got some talking about Amazon to do. We got a lot of things. I'm looking across monitor, so forgive me if I'm flipping screens. We are live. We're going to chat. Come on in. Have a seat. I'm going to throw the screen back up for a second as people get on for the next few seconds. Come on in and say hello. Let's get some product research done. There is going to be a lot of fun to have in product research today. We're going to go off the cuff. We're going to look for something I probably haven't seen before. We're going to go into a new area. I don't know where we're going to go, but we're going to go there, and it's going to be fun. So come on in and say hello. If you're here, give a comment. I will try to chap into the comment as much as I can and pay attention to those. This obviously is an engagement. This isn't pre-scripted, so if you want to say anything, say hello, have me go a certain direction, give me feedback or whatever, or even talk about lots of echo. I hope there's not any echo. Is there an echo going on? Lots of echo. Let me lower the microphone boom on the recording. Maybe there is. Let's see. That's muted. What's not muted? Am I the one echoing, or is that in your audio? I hope there's no echo, because that would really suck. But let me know if there's still echo, if you're hearing audio sound issues. The mic is on. I am hot. Yay. Good to see you as well. Hi, Natalie. Prosper's on here. Let me know if that fixes that, Prosper. I'm not sure if it did or not. I moved the mic back a little bit and turned the audio down just a little so everyone can see me. So we're in product research mode. Obviously, we are wanting to talk about products and product research along with other fun things. But of course, this is always a topic about e-com and Amazon and anything of that nature. So let's get started. First off, I want to welcome everybody here. If you are an Amazon seller and you are not in one of my programs or groups or learning how to become an Amazon seller, if you are struggling to get it working, guys, I want to introduce you to our free Amazon sellers training. It is coming up. It is something we do to really help people understand what we are about and how we do it. It is the 4-step process we've been using since 2012. To turn Amazon side hustles into full-blown cash machines that generate more in a month than most sellers make in a year. So if you're struggling and you want to get a legitimate business going, if you want a strategy that very few are talking about and how to execute and coming into a wonderful community of people who are willing to lift you up and help you understand how to make this work and validate what you're doing, from products to research to your business, to just helping you up with your mindset and how to find hype products, trendy products, in-demand products, as well as validating those products and knowing with 80% confidence they're going to be sellers, then you want to go to freeamztraining.group right now, and you guys want to grab a seat on the next training. If you're already in one of my trainings or have come through it, you can obviously offer your feedback, I should say. Freeback? You can offer your freeback. Yeah, we're going to have fun. I'm already speaking well today. We're going to offer your freeback, your free AMZ training group, so you guys can jump into that. That would be awesome. It's sponsored by ASIN Inspector and hosted by ASIN360.com. All right, so that out of the way, let's keep talking about what's going on. Hello, everybody. Got my regulars on here. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Let's keep talking about product research. I'm going to pull myself here out of the screen. There we go. Pushing buttons, playing with the screen. Let's get this thing over here and that one thing over there. Let's make me move down here. All right. We are good. Let's get some of this other stuff out of the way. We're on Amazon. We're doing product research. We're using ASIN Inspector Pro, the tool. We are looking to see green-lighted products, and we're trying to just go into open niches, wide open. One of the things I like to do just to get the brain power going and without having to create a difficult concept of trying to come up with some imaginary idea of a product that we've never considered, never thought of, and never figured out could even be possible to sell. I like to take you guys down the road of your own shopping list. Now, we have one we teach in our training called the Urban Mindset Hack, and that's how to take advantage of the environment around you. I'm going to go in even one level deeper and talk about the environment that is your house, because you guys never realized, or maybe you didn't think about, all the things that you purchase are things that you literally could sell to someone else. And so I always like to go into my own orders because I never 100% know what my girls and family are all going to be selling. So hey, Karina, and hey, Carol, welcome to the call. So I like to dig into that and just give you guys some concepts and ideas. And of course, this is a two-way street. So any feedback you want, any questions or any tangents you want to go on. We are talking about predominantly product research on these Thursday lives, but I will cover any kind of topic around Amazon selling, etc., as long as it doesn't have to do with logistics, shopping, shipping, packing, and the logistics of Amazon's freight and other stuff like that. Why? Because that's where my partner comes in. That's Reed's operational, down in the details stuff. I'm more on strategy, finding the products, evaluating the niches, looking for trends, determining hot markets, and whether or not they're something you should actually dig into deeper. And he's on the other side of the fence, which is more of the operational logistics execution component. So it's two halves of a same brain, and we both operate well in those different spaces. So I am not going to be able to answer you with the size of freight and shipping for DHL. Sorry, not what I do. But talk to Reed. He does that very good and very well, and he's very smart at that, and I will leave that to him because everybody has their place and everybody in their place, right? So here are our orders that I have. Let's just dig in. If you guys want to give me something to play off of, we'll do that. If you just want to watch me free fly off of the stuff that's coming through my list that my wife is buying, and I don't even know everything that's coming in. Obviously, there's a lot of tangible goods. We're going to have to look for something that's okay, what is this? This is a stainless steel dipper, a 12-inch handle hook, sold by Hobby Homebrew. Is my wife making beer without me? I mean, she might be making a distillery in the basement. Okay, let's see. This is good. Let's go in here and find out what's going on. Okay, so we purchased this. Oh, I remember this now. She's going to use this in the garden. She's not going to use this for homebrew, so we're not doing any sort of moonshining out here. She is using it to basically create kind of like a poop stew for the garden. It's really great for the plants. You get water, you mix it in a bucket along with cow manure or other types of things, and then you just ladle that stuff out and just put it on the plants, and it's like it's evergreen grow stuff. You don't need all the other chemicals and nonsense. So there you go. We're working on a really big garden in our backyard, literally, which is 50 acres. And so I remember this now, she's looking for this as a way to basically get in and out of that bucket without having to mess with things. Now, obviously, this is not the intended purpose. It kind of, just bringing this up should get your brain juices going just a little bit, because this thing literally crosses over, apparently, at least according to my wife, because she did this. It was just cool. She took it out to the gardening aspect and decided to take it and use it for the gardening. But obviously, the intent of the seller here, it doesn't say anything about, okay, so it says restaurants, food shops, catering halls. If you're the seller of this, you might want to add on, gardening, because you could use this for gardening, apparently. But as you can see right out of the gate, it's not terribly profitable. It's not selling a lot, but that doesn't mean we necessarily are going to write this product off. What we're doing is we're now at the macro level going to evaluate these types of products. So one of the things people get caught up on, and I want to bring you out of this, is, with the widget over here, people tend to go to an individual product listing and kind of look at the product listing all by itself, and they sort of silo themselves into a corner when you should be starting your product research at the macro level, the big view, the big picture view, right? So you want to make sure that you pull back from these individual products, and we look up to things like ladles, cooking utensils, kitchen and dining, and we kind of see where this big filing system of Amazon, this A9 engine, it's this taxonomy of database structure they've put in here for their searching and their organization of these products. And listings is because you can literally go backwards and look for potential products that might work in this niche, which happens to be even one level deeper than kitchen cooking and stuff, because this is by a company called Homebrew, or at least the one that did sell it. And these are and can be used, at least the seller that she got it from at the time she purchased, the one who won the buy box. This particular company is all about homebrews, beers, and other things that you do at home. And this ladle is used for helping with the hops and stuff. But obviously you can do it for kitchens, restaurants, and all kinds of other stuff. So this thing can go all different kinds of ways. Now, at this particular price point and this particular sale, revenue and current 139,000 in BSR, we now know why it's really not making a whole lot of money, this particular seller. But we also know this is the second seller, so we know that there's at least one other seller of this product too. But we're going to back up. Let's go back to that macro. Let's go up to ladles. Like we just dove into ladles. Let's go back up here and see, okay, is there really anything in ladles that could work? Based on price, 27 is a little bit better. Obviously, you don't want to be fighting down here in the $7 to $9 range where all the other sellers are going to go, because you're going to end up dying on the vine terribly. Most wished for. Okay, here's a set of Nessie. Oh, look at that. That's clever. It's a Nessie. It's also one of the most gifted, and at $36, this particular one has some interest. Let's see where we're at. Where? Okay, good. $7,600 in potential profit every month, $14 in estimated profit per unit down here. Again, that's assuming a 35% cost of goods at $14.27. So what I want to do with this in the ladles group is I actually want to come back up here. And we were under, okay, so we looked for most wished for and most gifted. So let's go under here. And that actually is another version of that. Okay, so we have sort of a bundle pack. We got individual packs. Looks like they came up with a number of ways to split this product out. So I'm going to have ASIN go to work on this for the whole section. Let's see it pull back and see if there's any particular products in there that it finds green. Okay, so we are seeing some good green lighted products. So I'm going to come down here and hit this filter button at the bottom. All three filter results can be recovered or applied from a previous search. Mine usually sets 4.5 to 10 right out of the gate. That means I want a minimum of $10 in profit. Okay, always want that. More the merrier, but 10 is a minimum, and we want more than 4.5. We're looking for a product that we can emulate, that we don't necessarily want to fight with somebody with who's already in the same space as us. And as you can see, we've got a few sellers in the 17 to 19,000 range that are 22. That is Japanese or Chinese or something. It looks like Chinese, and it's a ladling, a traditional hammered. Okay, interesting. Hammered, Chinese, hammered. I wouldn't put those two together. We're back to homebrew. If we're talking about hammering. No, I'm sorry, that's a drinking joke. All right, so we're at 72.91. This is a slightly different ladle. We're at, there's our Nessie and our Mama. Here's our little person group. We were the Nessie family. This is clever, right? Look at that. By a brand called Ototo. There's another one like that I recognize. I don't remember, like another kitchen brand, OTO Kitchen or something like that I recognize. Guys, that's an example of trend jacking, really, or stealing, or what we call the hey girlfriend method. Someone has come in and literally made a brand name that's just off of a brand that I recognize. So that familiarity, the similarity is creating a little bit of trust just on me based on the fact that I recognize this. I don't know if you guys recognize it too. Let me know if you do. But there's another OXO, possibly is what it is, or another type of brand where just literally I'm kicking some familiarity out of that. Now, I've never seen this particular product myself, but you can see where we're going. 7,000, 4,000, 7,000, 7,000. Okay, so literally my product research is done. I found 4 products that make more than 7,000, or 3 that make more than 7,000, 1 makes more than 4,000. Literally, it just has to pencil in all the way through to the product end. There are not any particular unique here, and this one strike me as interesting because they're at 20 or close to 20,000 in ranking. I want to go between 20 to 100,000 in terms of ranking. I want opportunity. I want profit in the product, and I see ASIN is basically telling me that. I also see there's at least an individual seller here on the number of sellers column, and we have 6 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So it looks like some people are potentially, arbitraging these, maybe a retail arbitrage, online arbitrage to some component. Somebody might be listing jacking or hijacking that. We typically want to angle towards the one that says 1, but you need to kind of see where the 2 and 3 might be at as well, especially when the profitability and the net payout comes up like it does right here at 42.39 for this particular one, and this one back here was like 21 and 23. So that's of interest, just to see those numbers, right? So we want to know literally where we should go off of this particular seller or this particular seller. We're going to look. Karina's asking a question. When can we find a number of looking singles? I don't see the minis. If the product itself is not, we should go off. So we're going to pencil it in based on the numbers we're getting right here on this estimate for this particular seller. Now, there's 2 sellers, so we have to validate which one's doing which sales. So one of the ways to do that is to look at over here and go to the frequently bought together. So what we're wanting to do is determine what is the next closest product, if it's a similar product to the one we were just looking at, or if it's a different thing altogether. This one is actually the spoon, looking like it's coming out of some spaghetti. That's very clever. This product in particular, we were looking at a second ago based on its profitability. This is not exactly the same kind of product, although it is priced well. And it is metal, hand hammered, ironed, ladled. Okay, very different type of one than we were looking at, but definitely some artesian work to that. That's kind of clever. Chinese cooking spoons, chef ladle. That's an interesting niche. I mean, it is carved out. So the question, should I go off the smallest singing bowl available? Not sure what you mean by that, Karina. When penciling in, when can we find a case of these bowls? I don't see the minis. Well, I mean, look, I'm looking for products that can be bundled or products that can be created into a brand, right? And when those products are looking into a brand, I'm looking for individual products that will obviously build out that brand and all the different types of those products that could be potentially put together into single or bundled types of stacks. So like in this one, there's 3, but we also know they were selling these as individuals right here. And we also know that there are more than one competitor selling the same product and doing relatively well, although we've never really heard of any of these brands, which is part of the point here. But we're going to look and see which particular product size and cost are the ones that actually pencil all the way into the profit here before that's the one we make the sell on. So if this is yours and you're watching this, sorry, I didn't mean to just out you, but you've got a clever little niche running on the dinosaur side of the house over here. And from what I can tell, initially, there are only a couple of brands playing with that have profit margin in them. And both of them aren't terribly established. You've got the OTO Toto and the Nessie brand, which, again, you guys may have heard of this. I've never heard of that. There's even a tea infuser with dinosaurs. Okay, so that's clever. And I'm just looking at the 4 stars and above, and I'm not seeing some others. Let's go through the sponsored. There's the Loch Ness Monster, so there's another one, but they weren't really making good profit because they didn't appear in the profit. So really, in terms of competition for this niche, as we went backwards and we looked at ladles in the macro view, and then we went back to the micro view, which is what we're pulling into right now by eliminating the competition. What we're doing is we're kind of eliminating some of these products down to could we become one of these sellers. Here's another one at $56,000 with $22 in profit at $29,000. So at $56,000, there's a lot of potential room for that product to get down to $20,000. If you look at the numbers, and just by a glance, with the buy box price being at $54 and the profit margins at $22, there's a lot more money to be made getting this product down to $20,000, right? So at the current rate of sale at $56,000, it's trending a little stronger, and it's got a little better net payout than one of the other products. Not as good as this one, but as an individual brand, this product initially grabbed my attention only because I know that if I got it down to $20,000, that's going to look more like $12,000 or more dollars in profit for that product. So it's kind of a little sneaker. It just snuck in on us, guys. So let's look over here at this product and kind of quickly evaluate what it looks like. Where did that thing go? Oh, here we go. Traditional handmade spatula and ladle. Okay, it's a spatula ladle wok set. It's got a little bit of, it's got some wood on the end, kind of a wood handle. That's a slight differentiation, guys, between the metal handles. So you can see the point of difference here for this particular seller is they've got wood on their handles versus metal. Somebody might like the wood. Apparently they do. And they got some decent images, but I'm going to say for the most part, I could probably source that really fast, and you should too. Be able to. This is obviously a regular seller of some kind. Just knowing by the bullet point length, you can tell who's who's just a Chinese seller and who's actually a third-party seller like us. We obviously did not discount the Nessie family over here, who has opportunity, and this could be dug into a lot deeper too to determine. But we're also finding another product over here and another product. So there's 3 potential products in the ladle area. That is competition that we could evaluate. This is where it's getting interesting. So you guys are following along. Give me a yes if you guys are following along. You understand where we're going and kind of keeping up with the brain here. Just I know I'm moving kind of fast and talking kind of fast, but I'm just talking this out, and hopefully you're kind of seeing how I'm evaluating this market, this competition, and particular points of difference for this competition that would make this a product that I could sell, that I could come into the market in. And I actually could, because I don't recognize these brands. Traditional brands and any of these particular brands I don't recognize. A little bit of due diligence on there might determine that that's a name brand or a brand that others would recognize, or maybe it's not, and I could actually come right on in and be another one, right? And that's what we're looking for here. And if you're in the kitchen and niche already and you want to add these into your kitchen niche, that's potentially great. If you're just getting started, this may be something to evaluate if you're evaluating products in the kitchen niche. Or if you've never decided to go into that, you might want to go into it farther and look. But I want you to understand, if those of you who are selling currently are listening to this, I want you to understand how this is being evaluated, where some people are evaluating these at the revenue level, okay, predominantly in the highest department in kitchens. We're looking down at the node level for the node BSR and product opportunities. If you're struggling on Amazon right now to make sales work for your products, most likely you're setting way up here in some department or category, and that product is probably why you're suffering to get it off the ground, because you're going to be working in more of a larger saturation or hyper-competitive state. It's a typical or atypical scenario of most Amazon sellers and programs they get into, and they get started and they go down the wrong path and they end up with the wrong products. If you end up with a product like this, you're starting off in the right direction. Even this one, you're going in the right direction, and this one. So guys, 3 products today. I don't even know how far we're into this conversation. We're 20 minutes into this conversation. I found 3 products in ladles. Did anybody even consider selling ladles before? I didn't. Because remember where we started at from this conversation today and how fast we moved into a segment of products. Because guys, with ASIN Inspector and understanding the methodology I just literally taught you, between the tool and the simple methodology I taught you, if you grab that tool, you follow the methodology, you will find products you can sell. That is the product research in its simplest form. Obviously, there's other complexities, which I'm not going to go into, but you understand how we went. We went from this ladle today to understanding it, knowing that it wasn't particularly profitable, so we kind of just ditched it. We did not marry this product in our mind or any other way. We just went and kept going, right? And from there, we went into ladles, and ladle took us over to other types of ladles. And the one thing we didn't do, guys, in our product research that many others do, we didn't go into the bestsellers. We didn't go into the under 25. All right. We didn't go into where everyone else goes, top rated related items, because that's where 80% of Amazon sellers go from trainers who are teaching them to go the wrong direction. And because of that, they get into products that are like sub $20, sub $15, and there is no profit in those products, guys. And that's where they end up dying on the vine, okay? By the time this product gets to the bottom line, they are making like $1.37. And this is happening to sellers all the time. So don't do it. So what I did do was look in the more wished for and most gifted, and I started to see what people are really kind of interested in, and we were diving backwards into those, right? And from that, we went through ASIN Inspector. We looked at it we started at a micro level, individual product, backed up. We went to the ladles, okay? Ladles being a product I had not even considered selling until today, thanks to my wife, who's actually getting it for the garden. Guys, crossover, so there's a whole thing in garden. You could take this to another garden level, I guess. You probably wouldn't take this to a garden level because I don't see how that would work. And if you're gardening with these tools, I'm sorry, you're probably not a gardener. I don't know what you are, but you should not use these for gardening. That's a bad gardener. So you would come through here and then evaluate each of these products separately and for potentiality. And as long as the numbers pencil in from the green here through the product sourcing, and they push all the way through sourcing and back around, and they're still green, and you're in the kitchen niche, and this product might make sense for you. We found 3 today that you should evaluate. $54.80 at the prime side. Individual seller. This is a third-party seller of some kind. I don't know who it is. It's not really important, but I can just look at the listing and evaluate them as a third-party seller. There are some things they're doing right. There are some things very clearly I can see at this moment they're doing very wrong. Which gives you opportunity, gives you a lot of opportunity. And people are digging on this, right? 9 customer reviews doesn't give me a huge confidence, but I can see where this market has opportunity. And I can see that there's a lot of other potential sellers, which gives us market validation, very important. But I can also see, based on certain numbers of reviews and profitability and the number of sellers that I evaluated as we did this over here, that it's not terribly saturated. And that's the other indicator that the tool is helping us see as we use it today. It's helping us determine competition and saturation through the evaluation. Now, no tool is going to literally just tell you what I told you in the last 20 minutes. No tool is going to tell you that. But you have to understand the data coming from the tool and what to look at. And you have to understand that this tool, at this point, if there are 4 sellers on this listing and I refresh this listing, there's a good chance I'll pull another seller because there's 4 on here, and then the numbers are all going to change. So if the numbers all change, it's because I probably changed sellers. So that's something you need to be aware of. If the numbers change over here based on the numbers you're looking at over here by the time you do this, it's because there are multiple sellers. And the tool is pulling the data on the current seller that's set to win the buy box. That is the only one we care about at this moment, and that's the data we're evaluating, right? So let's make sure we stay on target with that. All right, so we come through here. We can see, obviously, whoever's selling this isn't, they've probably been in the market for a while, but they're clearly not selling very sophisticated. But look, even then, they're doing roughly $7,600 a month. If these numbers pan out for this, and they should relatively close, but plus or minus, they could be selling as low as 5K or as high as 10K. But they're not selling less than 5K for this product. And look, they've got, not a terribly great listing. So you got opportunity, folks, for whoever's watching this. In fact, again, I just noticed a number of things right off the bat that are, they're terribly opportunistic for the right person with the right training. Let's just put it like that. So this is a good, interesting product. So there you go, guys. 3 products, 25 minutes. You should understand everything I went through at the macro and micro level. You should obviously understand what ASIN Inspector Pro was doing to help us evaluate those products very quickly and filter through. And I didn't even get through all the other functions of the tool because at this moment, we're not looking at get net payout, which we could. We didn't go through the open and store product sourcing component, which we probably should next. And we didn't compare markets with competitors or look at any of the other functions, variations of child that are available, or even inventory on hand, which is typically more of a retail wholesale arbitrage function. Those have been private label. We don't really care what inventory that people have on hand. That's kind of a misnomer about private label. But we did find products. So yeah, thumbs up in an area we never thought possible to sell in. So there you go, guys. I don't know if you have any questions about that. I don't have to keep rambling on here if there's nothing else you guys want to talk about. But I did want you to come in and see how fast we could do that. And how easy it really is to kind of get those product pipelines built. The real differentiator, quite frankly, is what to do next. And that's where people get lost a bit. So once you pick up the ASIN Inspector tool at asininspector.com, there is the free training I mentioned where you can come in and learn a little bit more about how to evaluate those products. And of course, if you want to go faster and bigger and badder and you're ready to jump to the head of the line and you want to go with less stress, and you want to get your Amazon account and turned around and moving in the right direction, you can go to ASIN360.com and have a chat with me and see if it makes sense for you to join one of our next training engagements and come on board and learn how to really become a professional seller on Amazon. There is huge opportunity, folks. I mean, we're evaluating these products today, but as you have just heard me say, I've identified a couple of these products that weren't even, in my opinion, these aren't really private label sellers. While they might look like it and they might even be private label sellers, if we come into this market with our tactics and strategies, they are going to be gone in about 6 to 12 months. And that's what ends up happening because 80% of the sellers on Amazon, frankly, don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They took a basic course and they got in the market. Good for them, because imperfect action and imperfectly launching and even failing and failing up is an important component of any business, frankly. You don't just start a business and become successful. That's a big old fat lie, right? You start the business, you fail up, you fail down, you fail up. And it's literally like one of these things you just keep rolling up and up and up, right? But you got to keep pushing forward. So somebody take this. Like, somebody go and evaluate these products and go find out if you can sell them. I mean, they should pencil in as long as you can keep the profit margin and the cost of goods at 35% or lower, right? I mean, you're looking at $20 to $22 in profit if you can pencil it in between 30 and 35% cost of goods for this product, and you've got a strong or growing brand in kitchen, you guys could be on your way, right? So with this particular product, the question between saturation and competition is going to be something that we cover in the training, but I'll give you a hint. It has to do with the number of unique products versus the number of similar products in the market. If the products all look too similar, you're going to be balancing saturation, okay? If there's a differentiation in the product, enough, let's say battery, battery tester. I think this is one of the ones I remember. So initially, what do you see on the screen? Anybody? If you're going to fight for space like this, here's your quick demonstration, 10 seconds. How do I determine whether or not this product is better than any other product? You don't. They're all exactly the same. See that, Patrick? There's your saturation. That's a no-go. If you drop a product on this page, you will look like every other seller. It will taste like chicken to anybody else. And the only value that they will see in the differentiation between you and the others is how many reviews you have and how low your price point is. So look at the difference here. $12.99 over here, 1,000 reviews, 4,700 and $6.99. You don't want to be playing in those games, right? It all loses. And this is where 80% of Amazon sellers go, and I'm trying to help you today for free. Understand, do not go there. Don't go there. Don't be those guys. Don't waste your money. Don't spend $5,000 trying to launch this product by itself, a single SKU, because it is electronics. You will do that only to be trading literally dollars for pennies, because you can sell 187 units, 397 units, 179 of these, and look, you're barely making any freaking money, if at all. And that is a Achilles heel, and it is a trap that many Amazon sellers fall into because they didn't learn what I just taught you for free. Obviously, it goes further than that in the business side of things, but there you go, okay? So as we looked a minute ago under ladles, you can see right out of the gate, there's different kinds of ladles. Like this is why initially I wasn't afraid of this looking in here, is because I initially saw different types, shapes, colors, iron, plastic, something unique with the Nessie caught my attention as I just looked at this from experience, and now you're kind of taking the experience from me today and you're hopefully trying to translate that into your own. And you can see what happened, right? I mean, there isn't terrible saturation in this market, not like I just showed you. And of course, we looked at the products and we found a number of profitable products that had great profit margins. Now, there are going to be people who look at this video and go, oh man, $7,600 a month is I can't live off of that. I'm not going to launch a product if I can't make, a minimum of $10,000 a month. I've had people tell me that, and with really dumb voices like the one I just used. Probably not that stupid. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but the whole point is they are not understanding the concept of Amazon selling, and they are going in too heavy, too hot, with too much, too fast. And in 3 to 4 months, they're dead on the vine. They have a single product. They can barely move it. It's ranked once upon a time, but it still won't move that product. And so the repercussion of that action by usually most amateur standards is that they come back with failed products and failed hopes and dreams that were sold to them incorrectly by literally people who are only selling the program for the program's sake. They have no clue, honestly, how to scale these businesses beyond their own length of their arm, and they've set up a lot of other people to fail at it. They set them up to fail. If you find 5 products doing $2,000 a month, how much is that? 5 products doing $2,000 a month in take home for you is how much? I'm not terribly good at maths. I might have to pull my socks off, but I'm pretty sure that's somewhere around $10,000 a month in take home, right? Unless I'm mistaken. Entrepreneurial humble pie is needed. So you want to make sure that you understand the concepts of branding, growth, and scalability on Amazon. I taught you some of that today. It's going a little bit beyond the product research, but I always go a little farther because I don't know when to shut up. But I want you to understand that, look, even if this product makes you $5,000 and you can launch 5 of those in the next 12 months, and each of those is bringing home $5,000 in profit, because I don't really care. You notice I'm not saying anything about estimated revenues because I don't really care. And what doesn't matter, and so we shouldn't focus on it. What matters is how much you're taking home from this business. Grow the 5 products. Minimum of 2,000, 5,000 would be better if you can get to that profit level. And every product you do gives you the ability to scale up the next product at 5 and the next product at 5. And we call it our 5x5 method. So you understand the basic concepts of that. So don't go heavy into a product. Never go into a product for 5 or 10,000 right out of the gate if you can avoid it. Put it in your product pipeline, back it up. You saw we had a couple of products today that could be evaluated in terms of what they will look like in the market as they sell. What you have to determine by penciling it in is how much is it going to cost me to get this product in the market? How am I going to get in the market correctly? Is there any way for me to get that similarity and familiarity, trust built into my product and brand for others that are in the market? And then what do I actually do with the marketing once it's in the system? Because clearly, guys, these people have not done a whole lot with the marketing side. Yeah, they got it in there. Yeah, they may have found a product. Yeah, they're sitting on something nice and fine for a minute. They're making some decent money, and they're probably thinking, this is great. I'm going to leave it here. That is usually a typical entrepreneurial mindset because you get distracted and you move on to other things, and you should come back and stay focused on growing this, because most likely this product in its own right has the capacity to do way more per month with marketing activities and a combination of branding activities for this particular business, in which something like this becomes a very large opportunity. that I can immediately see that this person, whoever owns this brand, is not taking advantage of, which is our opportunity, isn't it? So I'm going to leave you guys with that tonight and today, or whatever time in the world it is for you. I'm having some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, join me again next Thursday. I'll try to go around the same time or maybe a little later in the evening, depending upon what makes sense for everybody else. If you liked it and you're on YouTube with me, subscribe, comment, save, say something nice. If you didn't say something nice already, I haven't paid attention to all the comments. And make sure you follow up. You'll get notifications when we go live again. And if you're really interested about learning more on Amazon about how to sell, get over to the free AMZ training. It's freeamztraining.group. The link will be in below the video. Check it out. It's a 5-day summit. It goes very detailed. Everybody who's been a part of our trainings comes through that, because really it's a way to help us qualify the right kind of people to work with. And we do get some amazing and wonderful people inside of our community. And I watch it every day. I don't always have to participate or need to participate because there's so much goodness going along. I just get to sit back and watch amazing things happen. And if you are struggling on Amazon to make it work, hopefully we can be one of those people that can help you get your business going. So guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will see you all next week. All right, take care.